Hi guys, I'm Matteo and welcome back to my guitar journey. I opened this YouTube channel to show you my journey of improving on guitar, but to also show you that if I can do it, if I can learn this, anybody can. Literally anybody can do it. So if you are a discouraged guitarist, you're in the right place. The goal of today's video is to work on two things: my endurance and my ability to stay on time with the click. That's why I've chosen a very famous, super famous riff, which also happens to be very rhythmic and loops itself all the time. And I've decided to try to play it for 10 times straight without mistakes. I know it can seem quite easy for so many people, but for me it was an incredibly hard challenge. It was actually harder than what I expected. The riff I'm talking about is, drum roll, Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. I'm sure you know it, and if you don't know it, please stop living under a rock because you have to know it. It's one of the most famous riffs of all time. And I know it's famous and overplayed, and it's somewhat easy for some guitar players, for a lot of guitar players, but I needed something that loops itself over time, and I needed something that I know how to play. So, as I've said before, the goal of today's challenge is to play the Crazy Train riff 10 times without making mistakes. Let's see how it went. Spoiler, it took forever. I expected it to take like around 15-20 tries. That's not what happened. It took forever. I had to record last night the guitar part and today the talking part because it was so late. I finished like at 3 a.m. So that was attempt number one, and as you can see, it was pretty bad. Let's see. That was attempt number 6, and as you can see, it was so much better than attempt number 1. So I thought, well, I've almost finished the challenge. This is gonna be easy. Oh boy, was I wrong. As you can see, the quality was not increasing in a straight line with the number of attempts. Some were very good, some were, let's say, very bad. I was getting so tired, especially in my left hand, and so annoyed, so frustrated, because I was like, you know what? What the hell? How can I not play this for even like 5 times straight, without making mistakes? What the hell? How does it work? But then there was a turning point. Number 88 came, and I thought I had done it. I was so happy, I was so relieved, I was so proud of myself for finally doing it. I had finally managed to play Crazy Train for 10 bars straight without mistakes. But then I double checked the video, and I saw that actually some notes sounded too much staccato, and I was not always on time. Not always on time. I was slightly off time after 3 or 4 bars. And so I decided that the challenge was not over, because the challenge is to play it right, not to play it slightly right. Right, guys? So the challenge had to continue. The challenge had to continue, and it did continue, but I was so motivated because attempt number 88 was not quite there, but it was not too much far off from what I needed. So I knew that it was not gonna take long for me to do it. That's why 17 attempts later, at attempt number 105, I finally did it, as I'm gonna show you now. Guys, I'm so stoked that I completed this challenge. I thought it was somewhat easy, but at a certain point it seemed to be almost impossible. But I did it. It took me like 2 hours and 105 attempts, but I did it. But let's talk about what I think are the main takeaways. First of all, I think that I really noticed how I'm playing with too much tension, especially in my left hand. Why do I say this? I say this because after playing for like 30 seconds straight, I felt that my hand was pretty much tired. Second of all, it made me realize how I should do this for pretty much every riff or every song I learn. Because, you know, like, let's say I learn a riff, I play for 1 bar straight, it gets good, I do it well, and I'm like, okay, thank you, great, I learned it. But maybe a song as that riff playing for 20 bars, 10 bars, 30 bars straight. So playing for 1 bar, 2 bars doesn't mean you actually learned it. Second of all, I realized that when learning a song, a riff, or a lick, you should always learn it better than how it's actually supposed to be played. Let me explain. Like, let's say, for example, this riff, Crazy Train, lasts for 4 bars, then it goes into the main part of the song. But I'm so sure most guitarists who play this riff can play for 20 bars straight, for 50 bars straight. So that's what I will try to learn to do. Like, to learn it better than how it's actually supposed to be played, so that when I have to play it, like let's say on a stage in front of people, the possibility that I make mistakes are close to zero. Because if you only know 1 bar, if you only know it a little bit, of course you will mess up and make mistakes. But if you have played it for hundreds of times, that's unlikely that it will happen. But guys, this is just what I noticed by watching my video. But I'm no expert, I'm no guitar teacher, I'm no guitar master. So if you notice any mistakes, any area of improvement, or if you have any tip or any advice, please feel free to comment down below and tell me what to do, because really I'm a little bit desperate to learn. So guys, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.